This is Marcus Corval with Studio MMA and MMA Net, and we're here with Stefan Wonderboy Thompson. How are you feeling after a miraculous win in there? Was that what you were foreseeing before you actually stepped in there yourself?
You know what? I'm here to fight for the UFC, and I feel great. And I didn't really expect that kind of a knockout in my first UFC fight, but I saw it coming, and I just took advantage of it.
You are obviously not a newcomer to fighting in front of a lot of people, but not the UFC crowd perhaps. Were you nervous stepping in there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always nervous. You know, I've got over 63 fights, and every time I'm nervous, and UFC is a little different. I mean, there's that little extra feeling in you as you're walking out and you're seeing, the lights and the cameras. But in backstage, George St. Pierre, he came up to me. He's one of my good training buddies, and he told me, man, just stay focused and go out there and do what you got to do. And that's what I did. I just stayed positive and did my thing.
Having George St. Pierre as a good friend and hearing from him and his coach as well saying you got the best stand-up out there, does that add to extra pressure or just more confidence?
Definitely more confidence. Training with a guy like George St. Pierre, and I'm there to help him with his training camps, with his striking, and on the other end, he helps me with my wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So when you're out there sparring, some of the world's best welterweight and other UFC fighters, man, it gives you a tremendous amount of confidence stepping out there in the octagon.
You looked very confident in there. Your hands were down by the side of your waist. You looked very relaxed, very good speed and footwork. Did you feel as relaxed as it looked?
Yeah, at first, it took me a little bit to kind of just, calm the nerves down some. But usually when I fight, you said I have my hands down. It kind of helps me distribute my weight a little bit easier. So, when I see something coming, automatically they come up. But I usually my hands are down to kind of, because it's out of the peripheral of my opponent, and it's very hard to see. So I did feel a little bit comfortable out there as soon as I started kind of getting my rhythm down.
Talking about the peripheral view and not seeing that foot coming up, it came from a different angle, and you come from a karate background with angles and the flexibility that you offer as well. What type of karate did you do before you got into kickboxing and now MMA as well?
Actually, my background is Kempo karate, K-E-M-P-O, and actually our style is an American style. And we do it's basically MMA. You do striking, we do the wrestling and jiu-jitsu because 99.9% of the time in a street situation you may end up on the ground. Yeah. So that's what we really focus on. And so I've been training MMA my whole life. It's just kickboxing at the time was real big, so that's what I went with. And my inspiration was my dad and my sister because they fought before I did. Oh wow. And here recently, about 6 years, I've been thinking, hey, you know what? I've got these other skills. I want to show the world what I can do. So I decided to move to the next level and fight in MMA. So
5 fights already in the UFC. Obviously, we didn't see it today. We know that it's a sport where you have to train on all levels. And you are a brown belt, correct, under Machado?
Yeah, Carlos Machado. He's actually my jiu-jitsu instructor. I have a good wrestling coach, Thomas Lee. But I'm not quite brown belt level yet. I'm getting there. He takes it kind of rough on his siblings, so.
And do you feel that you'd be on the ground, you hang with the best in there as well, obviously from training with George and being able to test your ground level with the best?
Oh, definitely. My ground game's getting better every day, and I got great training partners, like you said, George and his jiu-jitsu coaches and Carlos and his black belts, and I feel really confident on the ground.
We believe you have a bright future here in the UFC. Looking forward to seeing more of you. Congratulations to a spectacular win tonight.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That's good.